Good morning. It's Wednesday, July 2nd, and I believe that I live in the greatest country in the world. But there are many times that I find articles that I have read that make me question where our greatness leads us. We have a liberal, I don't know if I can't find the right word to call it, a system of justice in this country that allows things to happen that in my mind are unconscionable. So we have a case of a young man who stabbed 4 University of Idaho students to death in November of 2022. And according to a letter that was sent to the victim's family, this gentleman who was charged with these 4 murders is not going to die. He's going to get some kind of life imprisonment. Now, why in the world would anything be accepted in the case where a person has murdered 4 people? This person should be put to death immediately. There's no excuse in my mind for a killer like that to accept a plea deal. This plea deal allowed this gentleman to plead guilty to all the counts against him. That would be 4 consecutive back-to-back life sentences. And he would waive all rights to appeal those consecutive sentences. So he's giving up the rights of appeal when he should be sentenced to death without any question. So this gentleman who had been fighting the charges doesn't have to fight anymore. He's given a free ride. Yes, he's going to be in prison for the rest of his life, but he's going to be alive, and he killed 4 people. And their attorney for one of the victims, they were very upset when this plea deal was given to this gentleman, because these murders terrorized the community for weeks, and the hunt for the suspect was crowded in mystery. But finally, this gentleman was arrested 6 weeks later at his parents' home in Pennsylvania. And the DNA that was found on the knife that had been the weapon that he used was linked to him. So there's no question that this man is a killer. And this is not a stupid person. This gentleman who was the killer was a PhD student and a teaching assistant at the Washington State University, which is 15 minutes from where he killed these people. So the parents of the victims are going crazy. They're furious at the state of Idaho. The state of Idaho has failed them, they claim. We never expected that this killer would be given a reprieve of sorts. We cannot accept this questionable decision on the part of the state of Idaho. So the family met with prosecutors, and they said this plea deal, which just came weeks before the scheduled trial, is shocking and cruel. So while the killer is facing a life in prison, he still means that he would get to speak, and he would get to eat, and he would get to form friendships and things like that. He would engage in the world instead of being put to death after he killed my family and the others. Our loved ones have been silenced forever, the victim's family said. So I ask you out there, why? Why would we allow somebody to get off the hook when they are the killer and the evidence proves they are the killer? And it's not one person, it's 4 people, and deliberately with a knife. He didn't shoot them or anything like that by accident. He does not deserve to live, this killer. But he's going to live. Even though he'll be in prison, he'll be alive. And they'll give him 3 meals a day. And who knows if he'll be put to work or anything like that. I do not understand why leniency exists in a case like this. So it's a mystery to me how our system of justice works all the time. Because in my mind, this is a clear case of stupidity. This person, this killer should be put to death, and we shouldn't be spending any time or any money or anything on this man. So I leave you with that this morning. Upset, angry, and don't know what to do about it. Except that I can vent through my rant, and that gives me a good feeling. Have a great day. Bye.